As you've heard, I'm Ronald Kaluya from Uganda. I'm married to Ronald Kaluya, and we have a daughter called Praise. She's 6 years old. And they both knew that I would be speaking. As I told them that I was going to speak here, Praise said, "Daddy, wait a minute. Do you know that Mommy is having a baby?" So hurry back and return. I told her that I will be on my way. Bulike community, where Uganda Counseling and Support Services has been working for the last 2 years, is found in the rural part of Uganda. As you will see from the map, it is in a place where there is no infrastructure at all. I'm talking about no water. Before we entered to Bulike, there was no water, there was no electricity. A typical homestead would look like that. And in fact, because of all those problems, every day there was a death on the community because of drinking from very bad water and the mosquitoes. When Uganda Counseling and Support Services entered into this village, it has been, since 2 years ago, it has been able to provide 6 water wells that people are able to drink water. That is a picture showing the dirty waters that we found people drinking from. And as you see, those children are picking water from a waterway, from a dirty pond, not only to drink, but also they move very many miles they used to move very many miles to find that water. Right now, as I was telling you, that we have been able to drill 6 wells, and each of those wells serves about 500 people per day, and people right now are able to drink clean water. Also, you can look at those children who were taking water for the very first time, clean water in their lives. Also, we have worked in distributing mosquito nets. One of the things that used to cause death was mosquitoes and the lack and the absence of hospitals. When mosquitoes could infect the women, especially who are pregnant, they are not allowed to take medicine. So the mosquitoes affect them very much. So as a way to prevent that, we distributed the mosquito nets. And the organization has also been working to carry out what you would call mobile health clinics. And right now, it is providing health clinics 4 times a week and 1 comprehensive clinic once a month. What this has done is that people who used to die almost a day, that has reduced to, the deaths have reduced to once a week. And we are working to ensure that there is prevention. Also, what we are doing, apart from the mobile clinic, we are constructing a permanent health structure where people can come 24 hours to receive health attention. In Bulike, many of the children had no opportunity for school when we first reached there. Those, about 15%, were able to walk over 4 miles to 12, depending on where they were living, to get to school. And as they walked, they even faced a problem of witch doctors trying to kidnap them, to sacrifice them to the gods. So parents were reluctant in sending their children to school. And since the 2 years we've been there, we have constructed one temporary classroom block, which has 2 classes, and 2 permanent classroom blocks. In those blocks, we are able to serve girls, boys. You must know that before that, a parent would only choose to send at least a boy child to school and ignore the girls. But in this school, we are serving over 500 students, both boys and girls. And that has really improved the literacy rate. Also, we are teaching adults how to read through adult education. And they are, for the first time, learning how to read their Bibles. That is a school where we have a temporary structure, a permanent one, and a permanent one this side. Another thing that Uganda Counseling and Support Services has been doing is, because when we came, people were in no way engaged in any economic activity. Most of the time, when the only economic activity that was common in this village was alcohol production. And as they drank alcohol, they were not able to work. Their lives were being distracted. So the organization started some economic activities, and one of them was forming groups to go, and through groups they were empowered to rear like piglets. And that is one of the photo of piglet. And now selling some of the productions was one thing we emphasized. And farming through a modern farm. Out of the economic groups that were formed and the piglets that we have had on the modern farm, there has been a real improvement in the lives of the people. Because prior to being involved in only brewing alcohol and peasantry farming, right now they are able to grow food in one of the modern farms that this organization has established. Currently, we have about 41 acres of land where they grow. And one of the stories that I would like to share with you is a story of Mr. Sospatli. Mr. Sospatli is a resident of Bulike. Before we got to Bulike, he was brewing alcohol. And he had people in his area coming to help him to brew the alcohol and also to drink it, about 30 of them. But with this ministry, that has changed. He now uses his area to do a Bible study group. Not only to do a Bible study group, but he has also offered his compound for a mobile clinic to be conducted in this area. Mr. Sospatley also offered his compound for adult education. That is how his life is changing. Similarly, David, one of the leaders in the economic groups and working in the modern farm, was able to send his child to school, especially paying for a national exam that he could have not done if he did not receive some of the crops from the farm. He did not only send the child to school, but also he was able to provide food for his children and the family, which he had not been doing. And also, when we reached Bulike, one of the things that the religion that was there was satanic devil worship through witch doctors. Witch doctors had tried to convince the people in Bulike that there was only one way for them to be healed and their problems to be solved. So they used to threaten members of the Bulike community that if you are sick, you need to come to us and we treat you. We have all the solution. That was the only religion in that area. Since we've been there in the 2 years, we have established 3 church services where people come and worship every Sunday. We have also established 15 Bible study groups which are empowering people. And that is one of the photos where how we conduct Bible studies. And that is one of our church structure, temporary church structure. Out of working with these people spiritually, we have seen many of the people who could not speak to each other for over decades coming to church and greeting each other, working in the garden together. We have seen people who were being involved in alcohol production, stopping, and instead concentrating on productive things in life. Not to mention the violence which used to occur at home, reducing. One of the things that Uganda Counseling and Support Services has tried to do is to make sure that for everything it has started doing, there is a sums up. We are not trying to offer handout. So we are ensuring that we continue with the plan of self-sufficiency. And the way to do that is we are attracting organizations to come and do some ministries, and that is the National Board of Certified Counselors when they had visited us in Bulike. That is a mission house that we are constructing such that we can have many of the teams to come and visit and do ministry. UCSS has a plan for this year, and we envision to drill more water wells. The reason why this is important, as you've heard, that it does not only provide clean water to use, but it also reduces the diseases that infect people. And this year we are planning to drill about 2 water wells. We are also planning to finish the construction of the health center, and once we do that, because of the remoteness of this village, the government has promised that it will come and provide some supplies as far as medicine and paying of the medical workers. And again, that is, we hope that that will provide a plan for self-sufficiency. We are also planning to continue with education programs and also constructing other classroom buildings, because currently we have 4, but those 4 can only go up to primary 5, which would be an equivalent of maybe 4th grade. So we want to continue with the whole classroom, and the government has again promised, because of the location where the school is confined, where the school is found, it will come in and pay some salaries for the teachers and also the books. Again, we are looking at that as a plan for self-sufficiency. We plan also to continue to work with the economic groups which are empowering people through poultry, through piggery, through goats, through modern farm. And we also plan to continue working through mental health facilitation, where people are being facilitated to take care of each other, especially in groups. With evangelism, we are partnering with ICM, which has promised that once we establish up to 15 Bible study groups and we have land for them, they will be able to come and construct churches. And so we are seeing that as a way of self-sufficiency.